Good evening and welcome to a scene for the Living World of Darkness werewolf venue. Although I'm still going to say, as I've said a million times, kinfolk are just as cool, if not cooler, than the Garou. Today we have a scene that involves a dream. Leah's asleep in her bed. And she's dreaming. As has happened a few times over the last few nights, she's reliving the scene where she was fighting with the Snake Lady, and the Snake Lady won, and then waking up when she's in that cage next to a fire. And in this particular situation, it differs from the original because the cage is actually smaller. It's not really large enough to fit her, but somehow she's in there anyway. Her hands are sticking out, her legs are sticking out, awkwardness there. And she doesn't understand anything that's being said around her in whatever the heck that language was, which is some kind of, I don't know, Gaelic is what someone told her. And she actually is wearing clothes this time, thank God. But at the same time, she's not really focusing on that. She's still lost in the dream itself. And she's pretty much struggling to break open the cage on her own because she feels a bit like Alice when she's too big and she's inside the house. And that's where I'm going to leave this for now, with her all struggling and being all in this tiny little cage. And we'll let someone else actually talk.
Because we have lost our imagination, haven't we?
No, I could have gone on, but I just didn't want to.
Okay.
Your turn.
You're currently struggling in that way, way, way too small cage, that wrought iron cage that even while you are clothed goes ahead and abrases your skin quite harshly, actually. You look. You find yourself, as you went ahead and described, all these different animal creatures talking their animal language about you, looking at you, and their mouths are currently watering, or they're not watering. It really doesn't matter. The dream is what it is. You remember exactly the connotations and the intentions of these creatures, but right now it's a little bit hazy, a little bit different. When you notice at the front of your cage, the one that holds the front flap that would fall open, that you presume your stuff into, it rattles. It doesn't rattle very, very hard, but you notice that the lock, that huge fucking padlock, is currently swinging independently.
So it's loose. Like the door will open, or the lock is just open itself?
The lock is currently swinging back and forth, back and forth.
Okay, so it's not. Well, it's hard not to when my face is smushed there.
Okay, you can go ahead and turn your gaze just a scant few degrees, and you notice that there's this very, very tiny fucking mouse, actually. It's a white mouse that's currently fiddling with the lock. It seems to have his head, like, inside the keyhole. It seems to be written something around there.
Leah's just staring at this mouse, then looking back up at the animal people. Then back down at the mouse. And then up to the Snake Lady, who's still up there talking in that crazy-ass language.
Oh, no, you recognize that her mouth is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, such is the nature of dreams to exaggerate features.
Yeah, she's going to realize that she's in some kind of dream, but if things are changing that wildly. I think she has enough knowledge to figure this out, yeah.
No, it's not changing that wildly. You recognize that this is a snake woman, so it would make sense for her to unhinge her jaw like that.
Well, she's seen both versions of the Snake Lady, unless this is yet a third version of the lady.
You have not even seen my final form, dear lady.
You're not the Snake Lady.
So yeah, after a few little bits of rattlings in the this lock, the mouse is just going to go ahead and give a very, very exasperated sigh. Beep, 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 beep. He's going to go ahead and settle down in front of you. He's like stretching himself, stretching his arms. Sort of shrugs.
That's a pretty weird ass little mouse there. She's going to try to reach around her arm through, since her arms are kind of all crazy directions anyway. Try to reach around the lock and see if she can find anything that might help in unlocking the lock. I reach around.
Ermin goes ahead and gets abrased by the rough iron again. You can feel the bruises turning into whelps on your forearms, but you're eventually able to fucking grab that lock. And you could find that little toothpick, or at least that paper clip that the mouse was fucking messing with.
Mouse with a paper clip. All right, then. I feel like we're in Narnia.
It could be, if you want to.
Better than here, that's for damn sure. Yeah, okay, start messing around with it. I'm pretty sure, don't think I have any of that particular skill, so it really is just messing with it.
You continue to fiddle around with it. Nope. Nope. Feel like a huge amateur as the mouse just sort of goes ahead and looks at you as you're going to go ahead and mess with its life's work right now.
Well, it's not doing anything. It's shrugging at me. The fuck?
The mouse is going to go ahead and squeak, 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 squeak. You know, I almost had it, and now you're messing with it. And now I'm going to have to spend another 10 minutes getting back to the place I was. Thanks for messing up the tumblers.
Okay. Just stares at it.
You know, I think that there is actually a pantry back in the Snake Lady's home that I can break into. I think I'll go ahead and do that.
This is actually the mouse in a mouse voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you walked away from it. I had no idea you were doing anything.
I was trying to break into the cage so I can get at the juicy, juicy meats inside of it.
You mean me?
No, you got something in your pocket that I want, and I can't reach it the way you're scrunched up like that.
Well, it's not very comfortable for me either.
So, what do you suggest?
If you can actually do this, then by all means, do it. I would appreciate it.
Oh. See, I was just doing it for the cheese inside, but now that you want to get out.
Well, you can. I wanted to get out before. You could have had the cheese either way.
No. Now I'm actually talking to you. And now we can go ahead and barter. See, I can get cheese anywhere I want. You can't get out any way you want. So through me.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's the truth.
Then tell me your options. What do you think you have available to you at the moment?
Well, for one thing, I have a hold of the paper clip that you were using, which, by the way, a paper clip?
I can see you messing around with the paper clip and tumbling with all the tumblers and anti-tumbling the tumblers that I was tumbling with and jumbling them up. Thank you very much.
And if I keep trying long enough, it will get me out.
Yeah, well, you don't have a lot of time because them, points at all the animal people, are figuring to turn you into her. Points at the snake lady.
She looks at that. Something like that does not sound right.
So
I don't think that's right. I don't think they were gonna eat me.
Nah, they might eat you. Look at the alligator. He totally wants to eat you right now.
Alligators probably want to eat everything all the time.
Let's just say, for the sake of expediency, I can get you out of here, but I want something else in return.
Yeah, what's that?
First, I want the cheese in your pocket. That's a given. But I also want you to ferry me over the river.
ferry you over the river? Is this like a Greek myth type thing? Is it the river Styx?
No, it's just a really, really, really tough river to swim in that I'll probably die in. Thank you for the metaphor.
It's not actually a metaphor, it's a story. But, okay, sure, I'll find a way to get you over the river.
Yay! It goes ahead and takes to its effort much in earnest, pushing your bumbling fingers away. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. To you, it sounds as if he's been rattling on for like ever, much longer than you were actually messing with it. You notice that the creature's starting to get a little bit antsy. It's only the snake lady that says no, stop, and all that other nonsense that gives you, or at least delays their actions until eventually you hear the of the wrought iron lock loosening itself from its wrought iron place. As it goes ahead and drops down, you notice that the white mouse gives a little bit of a squeak as the lock falls on him.
Try to grab the lock if I can. Although, actually try to get out first.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do so. You have to wriggle your way out. It's as constraining as you believe it. You have to go ahead and actually, it's painful to get out simply because your arm has to bend in a fucking awkward angle. You're stretched beyond what you're reasonably comfort with until eventually you scrape even more that bare ball joint in your shoulder.
Yeah, fight through that. It's not like she hasn't been through pain lately. Just do it. Getting the hell out is way more important than if her shoulder gets out of socket.
All right, you slip out. Flink.
Yeah, fall on the ground on my ass, probably. God. What in the world? Okay, all right. Yeah, grab the lock off of the poor mouse, who is a smartass.
Mouse is currently grabbed onto the lock. He simply screams, "Run, bitch, run!"
I'm not sure. Did he say run, bitch, run? That's a little weird.
Yes, he did.
What the hell? Just kind of thwack him on the head and then run, because I'm guessing he sees something I don't.
Yep. He sees that several people are now advancing in the cage's direction once they notice that something has happened. Oi! And all the other good nonsense as you proceed to run. You run through a dark forest. Let's just go ahead and say that, because that's reasonably appropriate. We have a campfire set out in the opening of a dark forest. You're running away. You're going into the dark forest. Congratulations.
Okay. Small details. Run into the dark forest. Look down at the mouse while I'm running and just be like, "Where's this river?"
He goes ahead and points upwards and simply says, "Follow the bright star. Follow the bright star."
Oh my god. I feel like I'm in a children's story. Okay, fine. Follow the probably North Star.
Mm-hmm. You know your story is very, very well. You locate the North Star. You proceed to follow it up, or I should say north, running, dodging and weaving through the branches of these trees, leaving your pursuers much more in the dust, until eventually you do hear the rush of water, a fairly large creek actually ahead of you. You come upon this creek, this riverbed actually. The river, it flows very, very steadily. Nothing that you couldn't pass yourself, but you imagine that the white mouse is rightly scared because he's much smaller than you and less strong.
Yeah, just go through it. If I can just walk through, I don't even care. Like, just keep bolting past the river.
All right. You dive in. Well, I shouldn't say you dive. You go ahead and wade in from the riverbed. It's freezing cold. It's freezing cold. It stings against the welts and the bruises that the iron bars gave you as you were trying to leave. It's freezing, so freezing it goes from your ankles to your knees to your waist, and you're just like, I imagine you're holding the lock with the mouse inside. It's like, side to side.
Yeah, I mean, try to keep him above the water as much as humanly possible, obviously.
Fair enough. You go ahead and you find yourself on the other side of the river without much effort or much ado.
Look back real fast to see if they're still following.
You notice that there is the flame of torches in the distance. On the other side of the river. But you also notice that there is a quite clear path on your side of the river that could lead you somewhere else.
Because taking the clear path is always wise.
Yep.
Well, we'll go that way for now, but for now I'm looking. Actually, look at the mouse and be like, is this where you want to go?
No, but at least cross the river. I'm going to hide in your pocket. Crawls over you, finds your pocket, and finds the cheese in your pocket, munches on it.
That's fine. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep going. I don't know where you want to go. I was going to let you go with the cheese.
Food on the go.
Okay. Follow the path for now, but basically what I'm really looking for is a hiding spot.
You could do so. You walk down the path, and you notice the path branches off into two different directions. One that leads further into the dark forest, where you find that it actually leads into the mountainous areas. The incline steeps upward, and you can imagine that there, at some point or another, it reaches the mountain base, and there could be something worth the security or being hidden out there as far as the cave is concerned. But it also goes to the left. And towards the left, you actually see signs of civilization. And by signs of civilization, I mean lights and torches that have been set up to light the night.
What for the mountain base or whatever? Because the theory here is that if they live around here, then it's possible that the civilization might also be the same type of creatures.
Fair enough.
So that is my theory.
Tis your theory. You go ahead and you take the road less traveled, as it were, into the mountains. Let's see. Up above, you can see that the stars are actually very, very well lit, as if there is like no city pollution out here, which makes sense. You're in a rural area. There's no light pollution here, nor is there a heavy amount of smog to go ahead and obscure your vision, nor is there any artificial atmosphere out here, skyscrapers or whatnot to block your vision. You're under a very, very clear blue sky. And once you finally make it a little bit a ways on this path, you find yourself in a much clearer clearing. A clearing before the mountainous region goes ahead and takes over, before it gets really, really hilly, before you start to get this really, really high incline. And in this field, actually, you notice that there is a humanoid structure. A humanoid structure that is currently holding out a lantern out from him. He seems to be standing stock still, utterly stock still.
Sneak closer. Use the night to, hopefully hide me.
Mm-hmm. You do so, and as you do so, it seems that this figure doesn't respond to anything you do. Or at least it hasn't spotted you, or at least it isn't responding to what you do.
I'm just trying to get close enough to see what the figure is.
You go ahead and do so, and in the light of the lantern, you realize that this this is a humanoid person, not animal whatsoever. But you also notice that its features are very stock, very, very stern. And you notice it's very, very gravelly as well, as if you're starting to piece it together. He's standing really still. His surface looks kind of stony. You're reasonably assured that this is actually just a statue.
Okay. Go peek in the window of this building.
The what now?
You said there was a building of some sort, a hut or something?
No.
Oh, I thought you said it was some sort of structure.
I may have been described in the statue.
Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, random statue at the base of, or near the base, like in the foothills.
Mhm.
Okay, well, there's nothing to hide here. Nowhere to hide in this particular place, so keep going, I guess.
All right. You can go ahead and keep going. The path leads on further away from the statue. In fact, you notice that the statue is holding the lantern in such a way as if he was journeying onwards along this path you are currently taking. And up above you, or further down the path, I should say, are lanterns, actually. Glass lanterns. Nothing like the torches that you saw further back behind you. No, 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 no. This is an actual glass and steel structure that is set up that has this very, very bright flame attached to it. And you can proceed further on. It's currently held aloft by an iron rod that proceeds out of the rock or the earth that's currently stranded on. There are several of these that continue further along the path.
Okay. Is it possible to remove one?
Yes.
Do that. Take one just in case, because I have no idea what's going to happen next. I kind of miss my flashlight. That should be in my backpack. Damn it.
Well, it's your dream.
It is my dream, but she wouldn't have been able to fit in there with the backpack. That makes no sense in her head or mine.
Fair enough. You
So,
go ahead and take the lantern, and it offers a little bit of illumination. And when you go ahead and take the lantern, the wind goes ahead and rushes by you, actually. Goes ahead and rushes by you, goes ahead and chills you to the bone just a tiny bit as you hear a voice carried on the winds that simply says, "Oh, hi."
tell me it's not the mouse again, please.
Nope, it's not the mouse at all.
That's what I figured. Hi.
Wind does not respond.
I'm assuming it is in fact Alan, though, right?
Say what?
Was it Alan?
Well, it was.
We'll have to know I know this voice. So I know his voice a little bit well. So
It was a message carried on the winds. Can you really, really say that the winds have any sort of inflection in their voice?
I can if someone gave it an inflection. If you wish to say that it's not, then you can do that.
You have your assumptions. You have your assurances.
No, this is my out of character assumption, not in character, which is why I asked. Okay, well, it's just gonna get hello, and obviously no response. So keep going. Past all the other lanterns, or at least down towards them, if nothing else.
All right. As you proceed past the second lantern, what did you say beforehand?
I think I just said, hi.
As you pass the second lantern, there's that familiar rush of wind that passes by you that goes ahead and throws up your hair, and you hear the wind again enunciate something to you. It simply says, "It's nice to see you again."
Just look around. Why is the wind talking to me? And she's never stopped moving. She just keeps going.
Mm-hmm. As you continue moving, you seem to get a response every time you pass one of these lanterns, and this time you hear a response that says, I'm not the wind. I'm actually further on ahead.
Oh, so I should run the other way. Got it. She keeps going.
Pass the second lantern. If you so wish. I'm not making you do... The message sort of stops there.
She just starts laughing and just kind of keeps going. Actually, she's going to take off on a bit of a jog because she's getting tired of this game.
You go ahead and jog, and the conversation becomes much more natural. You go ahead and jog, and the next message that comes through as, what did I say before it?
I don't remember at this point. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I said something I could run. How maybe I should run the other way, and you said something about if I could, like you could if you wanted to, and then you cut off at some point.
You could if you wanted to. I'm not making you do anything you don't want to. Oh, hey, I didn't know you actually jogged.
What? How could you not know I jogged? I jog every day. I do that every day. I usually go through the park. Not anymore.
Well, I guess that's another concern that pretty much spirals into another particular topic. Jog. You're actually keeping up a good pace. I remember when Cinna, when it went around this particular stretch, she labored at every single point.
Okay, so I'll take her jogging with me.
Yay! That's actually a really great idea. Jog. You notice that the lanterns are getting further and further. Well, actually, no, scratch that. Not further up. Shorter and shorter intervals between the different lanterns, actually, as you're starting to come upon the mountain itself. Starting to come upon the mountain base, and you see off to the side there is again two paths. The lanterns go ahead and veer off into the right, where it seems to be the mouth of a cavern, actually. The cavern doesn't seem to be lit except for these lanterns. The other one goes ahead and starts going upwards, up towards the top of the mountain.
Gonna say that's, yeah. She's gonna look up and just kind of talking to herself. She's not sure if he can hear her or not at this point. I can go there. I don't really want to go up there. If you're here, can you just, like, meet me here?
You go ahead and jog past one or two of them. Such is the nature of dreams. I am in the cavern, actually.
Oh, good. 'Cause I really don't want to go up a mountain. And it's not because I can't do it. It's because it freaks me out. She looks uncomfortable having even said it. And heads that way. She'd much rather go down than go up. So down it is.
All right. Let's try to go downwards. You enter into the dark cavern. The lanterns stop utterly. The only light you currently have with you is the light of the lantern that you went ahead and stole.
Mm-hmm.
Or borrow. I don't really care about the terms they're currently using. So, you continue to walk downwards. It seems as if you're starting to walk into the heart of this particular mountain. Up above you, there is a threshold, and beyond the threshold, you see a figure, actually. A figure that you recognize, that being of Alan Stewart with his stupid rose-tinted glasses.
You could just get a new kind of glasses, you know.
Nope. Impossible.
I thought it was impossible for Leia to go back to brown, but she did.
Lol. In any case, you go ahead and approach the threshold, and you notice that the small figure of Alan gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until you realize he's not in the cavern. He might as well just be a part of the cavern. He's currently a giant standing within the cavern. This little platform that the cavern goes ahead and gives you is mostly at his chest up, actually.
She just gives him this look like, really? 1 second, okay?
Da, 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 da.
Okay, sorry. All right, so yeah, she's just like, why can't you do something like a normal way?
I don't believe there's anything normal about talking in dreams, lady.
Yeah, but you're a giant. You could at least be the right size. Even if you want to be a giant penguin, you could still be the right size.
Yeah, you chose.
And to be honest, like for you and me, it kind of is normal at this point.
Hey, you chose to go down in the cavern. This is how I appear in the cavern.
What was better than going up? And you made the choice as to how you look.
This is how I built this particular place.
Right. So you're still saying so you're trying to tell me that you couldn't change it.
No, it's just at the time I chose the aesthetics of this place. I like the fact that there's currently a giant goddamn sun behind me, if you didn't notice. It gives you a really, really nice silhouette.
Okay, fine. It's a dream. Be as big as you want to be.
I am as big as I want to be.
I will stay here where I'm comfortable. As she actually sits down, just cross-legged right in front of him. She's not looking up. She's pretty much staring at. I don't know. You said what, chest height? So that's where she's staring at this point, or looking around her more than anything else. She's not sitting there staring at his chest. That would be so creepy.
Fair enough.
But she's not going to hurt her neck doing this either.
Could show you the Crackerbox palace.
You could. How are you?
Fantastic, actually. I've learned things.
Learning things is good.
Gets to be the point where you realize that your troubles aren't necessarily your troubles, so long as you consider them, well, your troubles are your troubles are your troubles. Yeah, but I got solutions to my troubles.
Do they involve weed or alcohol?
Both.
They are valid solutions, at least temporarily.
And what is happening in the world of one dear Krakow sister?
One dear Krakow sister, like me or my sister? Are you trying to ask me about me or your pack mate?
No, I already know about my pack mate. I'm inside her head all the time.
Kind of creepy, right?
Eh.
Can only imagine. She has problems. No, I'm okay, I guess. Just, had a bad few days, that's all. Be all right.
Giant doesn't respond or say anything.
Apparently not. Started school again.
Congratulations. I know that you were trying to get back into that. I understand that you have been juggling lots of different things as far as employment-wise these last few months.
Yeah, I got another job. It's not my fault that Vale died. I'd probably still be working there.
Hold on one second. Giant Alan is going to go ahead and reach across the chasm. Go ahead and simply take one of the portraits down on the far side of the cavern. Pluck it. Put it down. Oh, I didn't want to go ahead and describe it. Along the left and the right wings of this particular platform that you seems to find yourself on, there are portraits like everywhere. They describe in different scenes, different peoples. It's just a machination of everything that's currently going on.
Okay, so what is the one that he plucked look like?
You didn't look quick enough.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were bringing it down there.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I didn't know it was there to look fast enough, so that makes it kind of a nice trick, huh? She's just gonna go, what are you doing?
I'm rearranging the portraits I currently have here. Trying to see which ones I actually like and which one I want to go ahead and bring into the real world. Okay, how about this? Giant Ellen's going to go ahead and reach on to the left side of the cavern, far, far away, yards and yards and yards. Pick up something very, very small, size like 4-finger and thumb. Wheel it over and sort of lay it at your feet, actually. It's a portrait of, well, a fantastic portrait of a unicorn, a stag, and a Pegasus, actually.
So these are ideas for your paintings?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a great way to organize them if you can do it like that.
How do you organize things?
I usually just get an idea for something, and then I kind of focus on that until it's done. Not so much lately, because it's been hard to concentrate, but I'm sure I'll be okay on that event, and, you know, once my brain gets wrapped around things a bit.
Why are you currently having nightmares?
Well, the same reason you are, I think, child of Gaia.
I have a very, very specific set of nightmares that get replayed every single night.
Yeah, me too.
Arm goes out, plucks up something else, brings it around, click, click. You see the gruesome image of a man hanging from a tree, quite exaggeratedly.
I'm guessing it's the same nightmares I'm having.
No, yeah.
Because Black Fury, yeah.
Yeah.
She
But no.
looks
That's not what I'm saying at all. Hold on a second. He'll go ahead and reach over your head, actually, towards the entrance of the cavern. Click. No, I mean like this. You hear the scraping of iron against stone as whatever Alan's currently bringing out is getting closer and closer to you.
Watch.
Out comes a cage.
You can put that back now.
I might take it as inspiration. Because then lifts it up over your head, brings it over to his enormous form into his back pocket. Do you just not want to talk about that?
I've told the story so many times lately. And yet it's never stops being completely clear in my head.
Well, if it is as clear in your head as you believe it to be so, and if you're inclined to go ahead and tell a story here using the gifts that you know. Otherwise, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine with me.
I don't have a problem with you knowing. It's just really hard to move on when you have to keep telling it. You know, you're right though. You're right. I don't actually have to tell it. I can just sort of show it to you. Which is actually much nicer. And she will stare at the ground in front of her. And she's not going to make some huge silhouette here. It's not going to be some huge thing because she's not that big in front of her, but she is going to have the image of what happened to her play out in front of it. And if his huge eyes can see that small, then fine. It'll probably be about, a few feet tall.
Imagine that you are painting a portrait over and over again. And by your actions of painting a portrait, you go ahead and tell the story.
Yeah, I was just going to describe what you see.
Go ahead, my good sir. The giant Alan is squinting.
That's right. Squinting it is. And there's an image of a woman. And at first it's not very clear what this woman looks like. Because clearly it's from the point of view of Leah, who all she felt at first was someone grabbing at her collar. And then Leah sort of pulls away from this touch on her collar, and this woman, this eventually she does end up saying it. It's clearly kind of a fight scene that the one keeps hitting Leah, dodges for quite a bit, and then finally she gets hit. First time, not if it was for 2 lethal, so it wasn't that bad, but then the second time she took 5 lethal, and she just pretty much crumples up on the ground, and you can see this woman now. She's a sort of a snake woman, sort of a human snake, kind of Naga-like. And then the scene blurs out at that point, and the image is of Leah in a cage that's actually her size. She's naked in this cage. There's a scene of a bunch of animal people all around this. There's a fire and cow skeletons. And they're all listening to this snake woman who's even more snaky now, with dripping venom and fangs. And she's talking, and you can hear just she's talking. If you know Gaelic, it sounds like some weird form of Gaelic.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually she does something that is clearly magical. You can see that Leah in the cage kind of looks around like she knows something is happening, but it didn't work. Whatever it was, it didn't work. And the woman gets angry. And she walks up to the cage and starts talking to Leah, saying things like, "What are you? What are you? Tell me what you are. Are you a monster? Are you a pod of monsters? What are you?" And Leah's just going, "I'm human. I'm just human." And repeating that probably more times than it actually happened, but it's her perception of it. And she then the woman finally, when Leah mentions that she said something about, they made some comment about, actually she's not really sure who the monsters are considering who's around here. And she looks around at all the people that are animals. And then she's like, but then again, I know people that turn into wolves, so I guess that's not such a big thing. And I'm not offended by the fact that you're animals. That's kind of normal. And she's like, you know these people? Yeah. How do you know them? I'm family? And she's just goes, oh, and the woman the snake woman kind of starts freaking out, and finally lets her out of the cage, where she's given a loincloth to wear. And finally, she's given her clothes back.
Of course, for Adheen.
Yeah, a little bit. And then she's given her clothes back. It's all kind of in fast forward at this point because Leah herself is she remembers it all, but she doesn't want to remember it.
Mhm.
And so she's given her clothes back, or she asks for the backpack, she gets that back, and she's loaded onto it on the back of a giant sloth and sent away, where she is told to go out through this doorway up ahead and don't look back, which she did. And she comes out where she left before, which was like next to some sort of parking garage in Manhattan.
You notice that Alan Stewart has actually gained a much more normal size and is currently standing on the Cavness platform with you. Behind him, there is the gaping expanse and the halo of light at the other end of the cavern. But he's just going to go ahead and walk between the several different portraits. Good work. I like this one.
You're going to use that horrible thing that happened to me as inspiration?
I am commenting you on your talent to bring what gave you a great deal of anguish to life and to actually create some sort of art from it, if there's nothing else that comes from it. How do you feel about this? About the scene before me?
Like I'm never going to feel safe again?
Goes ahead and scratches his head and looks towards you. That doesn't sound right. Why would you never feel safe again?
I was walking home. I was just walking home. Like I've done 1,000 times. And I get kidnapped. Dreaming. I find myself naked in a cage. Like, hello? Why do you think I should feel safe?
Maybe you should check your pocket.
Sure. She'll check a pocket.
You notice the gray mouse has been replaced with a very heavy iron. 9 iron, to use the colloquial slang, a gun.
Okay. Kind of like the mouse better. But the gun is useful.
It is very useful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But I can't take the gun with me everywhere.
You can take something a bit smaller. Maybe talk to Bettina. She's always good with self-defense.
Oh, you mean, and she reaches into her other pocket, and she pulls out a pepper spray?
Good, but sometimes not good enough.
Still better than nothing. If nothing else, I can blind him and run the hell away. There's no shame in running away if you're overpowered.
This may be true. Is that the only feeling that you feel? The fact that you feel a little bit helpless?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't bothered by the fact that I didn't have clothes. It was more the fact that somebody else had clearly removed them from me without my permission. You know what I mean? It was the invasion of it all. I mean, it could have happened so much worse than it did. And I guess I'm also a little upset that, when Connor showed me the dreaming, it was this beautiful place that looked so cool. And then I finally get to go in there. And what do I see?
Dreams?
Not the dreams I wanted to see.
Dreams, horrors, nightmares.
Dreams of an older time, maybe. Dreams of some weird fantasy alien nature.
So the gun is useful. What would you do with the gun if you were in that situation again?
Well, my first thought would be to shoot the bitch.
Okay. Alan goes ahead and starts to take a palette of paint and a paintbrush and goes ahead and paints over one of your first portraits to to you actually having the gun, having the weapon, and the snake lady right there with that hostile intent.
Should grab a paintbrush, actually, and is holding the gun up, so she's actually going to have the bullet. Like, she'll just paint the bullet into the scene, and it's like just about to hit the snake lady, like just about like an inch from her chest.
Mm-hmm. Alan goes ahead and walks over to the second portrait. Goes ahead and starts painting the aftermath of that particular action, with the snake lady probably on the ground, bleeding.
Blood everywhere. Fantastic.
In her own pool of blood. He goes ahead and he offers you the palette and the paintbrush. He goes ahead and points to where the Leah portrait would be and simply say, "Finished up."
Okay. And she'll paint Leah standing there, still standing, but the gun's still in her hand, but pointing now at the ground, so dangling at her side, and just kind of looking down at this bleeding body. She's done. She's the one who did this. And if anything, she looks maybe a little sad, but it's more stoic than anything else, kind of like I had to do this.
Goes ahead and points to it, and that simply says, "That's ownership. That's what I like. You could have painted yourself anything else. Ownership I do like."
It's not the first time I've had to do something like this, make that kind of decision.
Oh, I know, and it's certainly not the first time you've been hurt or battered or bruised.
True. But this time just feels way more personal, because my choice was taken from me.
This is a really, really bad, broken world, and sometimes we have to do things we really don't want to do. Hey, the only thing you can really do with a situation like this that doesn't kill you is simply go stronger.
Yeah, I know. I will eventually.
You still feel helpless, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
What are people around you doing to make you feel less helpless, to make sure you have a sense of security?
Well, it's hard when my options are either to continue going to school and work and pretend nothing happened, because you can't exactly go to the cops about a snake lady attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I have no official excuse, although I got Dr. Mega to get me a doctor's excuse for a couple of days anyway.
Already, this incident is delaying your education. You'll be at least a week behind everybody else.
No, it's only 2 days. I took 2 days off, that's all.
Like I said, a week.
I'll catch up. It's not that big of a deal.
Continue. No, really. I'm here to sit and listen. Continue, please.
Really?
I'll stop interrupting.
But you're already judging me. Because I took 2 days off to try to get my head together.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take that back. I'll take that back. I'm more than willing to take that back.
Because going before I was ready would have been worse. I have no intention of skipping life forever. I'm going back to school tomorrow.
Good. Awesome.
Still feel like you're judging me, though.
Alan gives a very, very big sigh, actually. Damn it, Leah. He walks over. It's like fucking 5 inches from you, like in your personal space.
Yeah, she's still sitting there, actually. Like, she hasn't really moved. You've been, like, wandering around doing this. Well, no, I take it back. I would have had to give it to paint. But we'll say she sat back down afterwards.
Okay. Simply looks you in the face and simply says, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge at all. I'm here to understand. I'm here to understand the truth and you, whatever the hell you're personally going through. I'm not here to judge. I just want to understand.
Well, the changelings know about what happened and they're looking into it. We'll see how well that works because you know how well things work with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all I can say. Like, I don't even know where to go with that other than Callie's come over to hang out with me, so Cinna a couple of times. Although she's had some major sleeping problems lately.
As have we all.
Yeah, but I've never found myself stuck into some sort of psychotic nightmare that I can't wake up from. The worst I've been is grumpy and tired.
I can imagine her discomfort and disdain. I can only bless Gaia that she made me a dreaming moon.
That she did what?
She made me a dreaming moon.
What do you mean? What is that?
A dreaming moon is one of the artists, the craftsmen, the galliards, the singers, and those of dreams.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I thought you were about to talk about Cinna. And I'm like, Cinna made you a dreaming moon? Okay, that didn't make any sense, but okay.
No. Gaia herself, not Cinna, not Cinna at all.
Cinna is not Gaia. That is the lesson of the day.
No, really. Tell me, what do you think the outcome of talking to the changelings is going to be? I hear a little bit of scoff in your voice, and I want to know why.
Well, I asked that woman when she let me free. I asked her if I was in the dream because I didn't know I'd been enchanted before. She had to enchant me. She enchanted me before she dragged me in. So I knew something was weird, like about 5 seconds before she did it. And I asked her, am I in the dreaming? And she said yes. And then I said, are you a changeling? Her response was no. Yeah, yeah, which makes me wonder what the hell she is.
So you're unsure of what she truly is.
Yeah, I don't know if they can actually do anything about it if she's not one of them.
Doesn't take away from anything that you can do. You
No.
feel helpless, and that's not something that it's understandable to feel that way, but I personally I would want you to feel comfortable, secure, and be able to take that bitch down if she ever tries that shit again.
Yeah, that's my plan. Well, at least to be able to do something. Until the end of time, I'm going to walk around with pepper spray in one pocket and the horn in the other.
That might be good enough.
It's better than at least it's something. You can't carry a gun in most places. There are metal detectors. Even though I have a license, it's still metal detectors.
You'd be amazed at what you can get away with in this city. Blink, blink.
She just looks at him. She's guessing. She doesn't want to know some of the things he's gotten away with.
Look, here's the thing. I want you to have the power to not only say no to that bitch, but to take her down again if she ever even looks at you.
I want that power. I just don't know if I can.
What obstacles do you see in front of you?
I'm not as good of a fighter as she is.
Doesn't matter how good of a fighter one truly is, as long as you have a very, very solid strategy. I mean, me and my pack, we went ahead and took on an aspect of the Storm Eater 1,000 times bigger than us, just simply knowing what we were best at. You just need to figure out what you're best at and apply that fighting style against her.
If I knew her name, I could get into a damn dream and wreck her there.
I would not suggest going to the creatures of dreams in their own domain. That seems silly.
She'd never expect it.
You know what she would never expect? She would never expect a confrontation on the street, but she would certainly not expect a few bullets to the back of your head.
If I had a way to take my gun with me like everywhere I went, yeah, I would. But as it is, I can only take it to places that I know there aren't metal detectors.
Miss Leah Krykos, are you not a sorcerer?
Yeah. What's your point? I can't make something be what it's not.
You perhaps cannot do so, but you may be able to make people ignore it. Even when it's staring them right in the face, you can make them ignore it.
Well, from what I'm hearing, Antonio wants that gun back anyways. I'm just waiting for him to actually talk to me about it instead of sending messages with Callie. That's kind of stupid of him. He gave it to me. I offered it back to him months ago.
That particular Bonar is a man unto himself, a nation unto himself. I see him diving into the trash heap once or twice before. But no, if you actually need a weapon...
Oh, I'll get a weapon. Don't worry about me.
Good. Get a weapon. Make sure that people are prone to ignore it using whatever sorcery you have. And then you're never without a weapon, and you're never unarmed, and you never have to feel unsafe again.
It's actually not a bad idea. I think I could actually make something because I have a necklace that I came here with that people don't notice you in crowds as much.
That's a wonderful, wonderful accessory, isn't it?
Oh, I don't wear it very much. It's made of silver, and the people I hang out with don't like that very much.
Bah.
Bah, really? How would you have felt? How would you have felt?
Well, if we were still dating and going at it, and I found a silver necklace across your neck, it would make things awkward.
A little bit. It makes things awkward in general. Like if I'm wearing silver and someone looks at it and sees silver, they're going to think that I have bad plans with it.
Mm-hmm. The portrait that Alan put down like a while ago, the first portrait that he went ahead and put face down in the dirt so far away on the left side of the cavern, starts to rattle a little bit.
I think that idea wants you.
That particular idea I got a while ago, and it's not even my idea. It was given to me, though.
Are you going to tell me?
Oh, if you want to meet the man, I wouldn't suggest it. I mean, you got upset the first time I told you about his demise.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
That portrait over there happens to be one of the fewer aspects of Vale Bacchus that nobody got to see.
Is it a good aspect or a bad aspect?
Well, it actually all determines on your interpretation, actually. He was rather a strong man in his own right. He had interesting ideas, some foolish ideas, but he had a spirit that propelled him on. He had a passion to life, and that passion ultimately led to his demise.
I know. And yeah, of course I was upset the first time you mentioned, well, old subject. I'm not actually upset at this point.
Are you sure?
Well,
I guess
I'm always gonna wonder, about what might have been with Vale, but like he left such a mixed legacy behind that I don't even know what to do. So just trying to let it be.
Well, think about this. What he wanted was for the kinfolk to be independent, not dependent on the Garu. He knew some things. He understood some things. He understood that the kinfolk were how the nation continued to propagate itself. He understood that the kinfolk were how the entirety of the nation actually interacted with the real world, and he wasn't too afraid to go ahead and solve his problems on his own, not depending on Nigaru.
Yeah, yeah, he went to some weird outside source to get silver bullets. Genius.
Not his wisest or cleverest action.
No, no, not at all. That's the point, yeah.
But he did want to solve his own problems his own way. You can admire a man for that.
I could. Except that he knew better. He knew better than to handle things the way he did. He grew up in the nation too.
Maybe after so long of a time, he is willing to simply take those outlandish risks, unnecessary risks.
He managed to get 2 different Garu ostracized and then to kill himself to save his family as he saw it. Well, I don't even know if Nico's around anymore. I have no idea. And when it comes to Amara, she left. She left and moved back in with her dad and mom, leaving Xavier behind to just be heartbroken. So
He
I'm
goes
just
ahead and scratches his head. Yeah, people are still talking about that, unfortunately.
about Amara.
No, about the ostracism.
I'm just saying it's like he was a virus and everybody caught it. I'm lucky. The worst connection I had was being an employee and ex-sister-in-law.
Mixed legacy. Is that what you're going to go ahead and say to his spirit?
That's his spirit.
Well, that's my envision of the spirit. Everything here is just between you and I.
I know. This is so clearly a place that's kind of a mixed combination of both of our dreams. I don't really need to say anything to him, do I really? I mean, I actually got to speak to him the day before he died. Most people didn't get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I said everything I wanted to say to him. And then afterwards, I couldn't decide if I should feel guilty or not because the last words I said to him were very angry ones.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes that's all we can really, really leave people. Um, Sometimes our truest emotions are not our best. Sometimes the only way we can express ourselves is by hurting other people. It's sad, but sometimes it's just part of the world. Do me a favor, continue talking as I get something from the other room.
Right. I'm under orders to randomly talk. This is amazing. Yeah, Liz just gonna kind of watch that painting over there, is it? Starts shaking and still shaking. And she just looks really unsure at it. And just shakes her head and turns back to Alan, who I believe is back.
Yep.
I don't think I need to see him again.
Fair enough. I'll keep it in the background.
But he seems to really want to come out.
Yeah, that's just how that memory goes ahead and goes, unfortunately. He really wants to come out. He really wants to say a lot of things, but his story is over. But some would say he left a lot of things with you.
Yeah, I have a necklace that he gave me once. And a lot of very strange memories. It's crazy, because I only knew the man, 3 months? And he made that kind of an impression.
Some people sail into our lives and quickly sail out. Some stay for a while, stay with you for the rest of your life, and some come, blow everything up like a meteor, and quickly, as fastly as possible, jet out.
I think that would be him.
Live fast and leave a beautiful fucking corpse.
Wow. He was a good-looking man. The problem was that he knew that. God, I've never seen someone try to use his pretty face for so many stupid uses.
Tell me about that.
Oh, when I was in that one Future thing with the crazy Callie, he tried to flirt with Callie to get her to put down her weapon.
There's another portrait that is going to go ahead and start to shake, shake, shake on the wall of the cavern until it falls off.
Is that another one of him? Do you have a lot of him up there?
That's not Val.
Oh, okay.
Alan's going to actually go ahead and walk towards it. Very, very hesitantly start to bring it back up and set it back onto the wall. Are you looking at him?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a very, very elderly man in this portrait. He seems to actually be behind bars. The man you know as Alan Stewart is also there on the other side of the bars with his rose-tinted glasses looking at him.
Right. Well, I did see that dude from a distance. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
This is the man that you will recognize from the first orb.
Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah. So she knows what that is. That has to be hard for you.
I'm learning to live with it. Kind of enduring. The idea that, well, even after everything goes to complete another pot, you have the endurance and fortitude to simply live on, to look at the entire world as it goes ahead and dies and says, fuck you, I'm still here. It's all about the lessons that you learn. Your interpretation of the memories around you.
She kind of looks down. She looks like she's kind of keeping something in at what you said. I don't know what to say to that.
Would you rather have a comment about me, that man in the cage, you, somebody else? You want to comment on something. I'm just not sure what you want to comment on.
I'm not sure you want to hear.
I am not here to judge. I am simply here to understand.
Even when it has to do with you?
Especially when it has to do with me.
You are not an island. You're allowed to have feelings about things people say about you or to you.
First need to hear them.
Fine. I was just thinking that that is an incredibly positive way to think of a man who killed me in the future.
I cannot imagine what that man Well, I can't imagine what that man was going through. I can imagine that that man went through trials and tribulations that would have broken many, many people.
Including me.
I am very sorry about that. You have no idea how much I didn't.
You didn't do it. I've never blamed you for it. I know that sounds really weird and awkward, but I've never blamed Callie for, and she kind of pulls the shoulder of her shirt down for that, you know, where the whole, you know, the scar is out on her shoulder. I've never blamed Callie for that.
Are you blaming me for something future me did?
No. Never have. And I don't now. What I am questioning is how you could have that kind of positive view about that man.
Believe me, I know what that man was. I know that he was mad. I know that he was crazy. I know that his particular story ended very, very badly. I remember that in that cell, he goes ahead and turns around toward Leah. In that cell, that man made me promise to him on everything that I held dear that I would not become him, that I would not do all the terrible, terrible fucking things to you or anybody else. He made me promise that. He had regret. He felt absolute condemnation for what he did. And he made me remember that.
And yet he made no effort for me to know that.
He
Told you.
I know that a sincere apology is very, very important to you.
But he can't. Obviously, that is not. Okay, I didn't know what happened to him. I knew that he. Yeah, it's fine.
Fuck. Look, he walks over back to you. Fuck it, he doesn't go ahead and fucking hug you and simply say, I thought, I really did. Looking up to the fucking sky is like, this is the most terrible thing in the world. You know, I would not want that to happen. You know.
I do know. I know. I never thought you were going to do that.
It's just, it's a part of me now. I can't let it go. I can't let that man go. I can't let the old bastard go. And if I can't let him go, I have to think about what he was good with and what he was bad with, what his good qualities were, what his bad qualities were, what made him a fucking angel, what made him a fucking devil. Just like I have to think about what made Val an angel and what made Val a devil. Believe me, Leah, I have been here so fucking long, I realize that you make your own demons and you make your own angels.
She's going to actually hug him back. It's kind of cathartic in a really weird way. And she's like, you and I, we keep talking about him like he's not you, but he is you. He's just not you right now. It's just easier to think of him as a separate person. And that other me that died also has to be a separate person, or I probably wouldn't be able to handle it. But the Callie that tried to, you know, that shot me in the damn shoulder. I mean, that's my point. It's just, you have to figure out what works for you, and that's fine. I guess I just have to deal with the situation too, and it's hard for me to think positively about that man. And she kind of points at the painting.
You don't have to. What you can do is simply look at me and consider the parts of me that are things from angels, and think of the things that are from me that are from devils.
You're an angel.
Well,
I'm no angel. You're definitely not an angel.
hey, I'm still trying to find my wings.
Well, if you find wings, they're going to be black. They're probably filled with sin.
He goes
Actually,
ahead
no, maybe not. You like colors. They'd probably be pink or something.
and possibly multicolored wings and multicolored halos.
I think you and I might end up with the same exact idea.
But Leah, like I said, I have to look at people, and I have to find the good in them, and I have to find the bad in them. That's the only way I live.
Okay.
It's getting really, really hard to find the good in people.
Is that why the glasses?
What glasses?
The ones you always wear.
The rose-tinted ones.
Yeah.
That was a gift from a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, I think I recall that actually. Or your dream. I believe there was something about that in there, wasn't there?
Blink, blink. Oh, see? Oh, yeah. Those glasses were on that kitchen table from that very, very early memory.
Yeah, but she's just staring at him. She actually asked the question. He's always said he never did remember what she saw, but she's asking anyway.
Blink, blink. You lost me.
They were on a kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
They were apparently, I didn't quite catch it all, but it was when you were really, really young.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Old memories are sometimes the hardest to relive because you've already gone through all the emotional wherewithal the first time, and you've like inoculized yourself to it. You've become jaded. It's not flu season anymore, so you forget your vaccinations, and when you get hit by that memory again, it hurts like 3 times more because you forgot to get vaccinated.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you.
I know you weren't.
Hope you don't regret letting me in there.
Even if I did regret it, I wouldn't take it back.
That is the most ambiguous answer ever.
Shrug. Maybe letting you in for those hard memories, let you understand me a little bit better, and maybe it delayed a few things for a little bit longer. Maybe I'm starting to figure things out on myself. Maybe you were a band-aid to a bigger problem. Like I said, we're inside. I'm not going to take that back. I gave you a goddamn hastily written letter before the Nexus caller saying that I don't regret anything.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Everything's been so weird.
Tell me about it.
No, just I'm not even sure what I'm even referring to be honest. It's just so much strangeness, like I mean, I honestly I think I'm discovering more hobbies than I even knew I had just because I can't go to the set to like hang out.
Oh, still got that problem, I guess.
Have you seen us there?
No, but to be quite honest, I haven't been looking.
Fair enough. Well, we're dealing with it. I hope we're a step closer.
I am not even going to offer to help you with that.
Even if you did, I'd say no anyway, so you're just as well on that one.
The portrait of Vale goes ahead and starts to shake around again.
Are you sure you're not giving his spirit a little more strength than maybe he should have?
Some point or another, I admire a very, very independent kinfolk.
Well, I don't have an objection to that. But at the same time, like, if you don't actually want to paint that, then you need to take away some strength. Not give him as much pull on your memories, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Large hand from the cavern outside of the shine of light goes ahead and plucks the portrait out from where it currently lays on the cavern floor and goes ahead and tosses it into the abyss of the cavern below the platform. There. Now we're not talking about that anymore.
And that big hand couldn't go down and get it.
Would require an extra step.
You can paint the man if that's what you want to do. If you think it would help you, then do it.
Not necessarily for me anymore. Oh, whenever I look at you, I remember him just a tiny bit.
So I'm associated with Vale for you.
You are associated with, well, both the Kryko sisters are associated with Vale Bacchus.
I hope that's not all you think of, because that makes me sad.
No, there are other memories. Hold on one second. Alan's going to start to walk back. In the state of the dream, he seems to move rather slowly, rather languishly, but the state of the dream goes ahead and speeds up your perception of time just a little bit. Alan seems to walk far and far off into the cavern, his footsteps echoing click, 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 click. And he comes back just as quickly with a huge portrait in his hand, actually twice as large as the other ones. You can see it from far off. It's of a campfire, a storytelling campfire. There you see a lot of the Seth's membership sort of crowded around there, and Alan, in his regular drab, screaming, shouting, carousing, talking. The little plaque underneath it simply says Fostern.
When you were telling your stories.
Yeah. I like that memory. That's a memory that really defines me.
I can see why it's important.
Made me feel fucking proud. I mean, like, really fucking proud. It's like, I had those people. They went with the story. They loved the story. They were a part of Bright Jaws. They were jumps like Salmon. They were all of these wonderful characters that I went ahead and presented them. They were that Wendigo because I made them believe it.
I'll tell you this. You did a damn good job that night. The one I got to see.
Thank you.
I was so proud of you that night. You have no idea.
I think I had some idea. It's unfortunate you had to leave halfway through.
Yeah. Well, that's Callie's fault and not yours. She heard about it. Don't worry.
Fair enough.
But you did a really good job. So I can totally see why you would be proud of that.
I'm sorry, every single memory I bring out certainly has a very, very gray spot in your direction. Sorry about that.
I'm not in charge of your memories. You're not going to offend me. Why are you apologizing for it?
I am prone to apologizing for things.
No. Clearly there was more to it than that.
Well, I do have better memories of both of us, but they're currently in a lockbox somewhere.
Fair enough. You have every right to be angry at me.
What makes you think I'm angry?
I don't. You're not acting angry, but I'm saying I'm acknowledging the fact that you have every right to be angry with me. If you want to be.
I may have the right, but I'm apparently choosing not to be.
Because you tucked all those memories away.
I have other things to be angry about in this world.
I just don't want you to think that I don't realize that.
This world has so many hurts and sorrows in it. I could focus on this. I really could. I could go ahead and find myself in that Great Depression that follows it. I could find myself in a downward spiral of just anger and sadness and emotion. I really could, but honestly, and this might hurt you, but
I'm not worth it.
It's not worth it. You would do better without it. I would do better without it. You made your choices.
I know. I did. Well, I'm glad that you're not like going all psycho on me. Like, at the same time, if you're hiding things away and not acknowledging your feelings because you're hiding things away, it's only going to come out later.
And boy, howdy.
I'm just saying. Because I did a lot of that with you too. I just kind of kept pushing things down when it bugged me, and I shouldn't have.
Can't really say that I gave you much opportunity to express yourself.
I don't know. Opportunities can be made.
Christy.
Hold on 1 second, sorry.
Do 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 na 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 da ba da 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 do 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 bam 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 wham.
That wasn't the correct length of bad note. Okay. I can't remember what I was saying. Got distracted for a second. What was I
Something
saying?
about opportunities.
Oh yeah, how I could have made more opportunities to tell you. Like, I couldn't have changed your reactions, but I could have had my say a lot sooner.
And maybe we could have fixed it. Shrug.
Maybe.
Coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Help me burn the world, please.
Well, as long as it's for a good reason, sure, I'll help.
Oh yeah, of course it's good for a reason. Help me burn the world down. Let us forget all about our troubles. Let us gleefully abandon all responsibilities, all judgments. Let us very, very gleefully hand over all that angst and anxiety that we once had. Let us go ahead and burn the world.
Are you quoting something, or are you just actually asking me to burn what? The dreams? Because that's what we got at the moment.
Oh, if there's something you want to burn here, we can go ahead and make it tinder.
I do like explosions. Explosions are better than fire.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see. Okay. How about this? Hold on. Ellen's going to go ahead and walk towards one side of the cave cavern. Go ahead and take something from out of his pocket. Looks like the paintbrush and stencil all over again as he goes ahead and starts to paint a doorway actually in the middle of the wall.
Okay.
He goes ahead and continues to build upon it actually, as it's not really a doorway, but now a set of sliding doors. Sliding doors with, clear windows.
Okay.
He's going to go ahead and walk on through. Bing, boom. Bing, boom.
Mute the sounds in my head, goddammit, and then walk through.
All right. You go ahead and find yourself on a very, very dark street corner, actually. You find yourself in the middle of a park. Not Central Park. In fact, this particular park looks like nothing you would see in New York City. Not even one of the major ones, at least. Ellen goes ahead and gleefully goes ahead and points towards a storefront. The storefront happens to be an eye pair store.
A what store?
Eye pair.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
It's the mockery of Apple.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Got it.
He's currently sitting on a bench. He's going to go ahead and pat the seat behind him.
Behind him? Are these benches all in a row?
Well, he's currently sitting in such a way that his back is not seated on the back of the bench.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and pass it.
Okay, she's going to do that. I'll go ahead and sit where he suggests here, and her hand is still in her pocket because it's rather dark and stuff. She's like, because of her recent situation, she's like immediately like hand on pepper spray type thing. The other hand's probably near the gun, but
He's looking rather intensely at it. He's looking at the front of the eye pair store where all that paraphernalia is, all the latest fucking technology, everything that they're trying to sell you with all those smiley faces and helpful clerksmen that all wear that same stupid fucking polo shirt. In fact, there's a whatchamacallit, a goddamn cardboard cutout of one of those jackasses right there. He's staring at it. He's got a gleeful fucking look in his eye.
Oh, and you said it was just a cardboard cutout?
Yeah, just a cardboard cutout.
Oh yeah, shoot that bitch. Bam! Right in the forehead.
Do you actually take out your gun and do it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
LOL! Okay, you go ahead, you take out your gun, you go ahead and you fire straight and fucking true as soon as that bullet goes ahead and hits that cardboard cutout square in the forehead, square in the face, square between the eyes, whatever have you. There happens to be a bit of a fiery red and orange ball that just goes ahead and starts to erupt from behind the cardboard cutout, behind all the eye pair gadgets, behind all the fantastic new laptops and whatever have you, as the storefront goes ahead and violently explodes in fire and concussion.
She just sits back, still holding the gun in one hand with her arms, crossed over her chest, and she just kind of grins at the whole thing, just watches.
You notice that Alan's actually slapping his knee. Look at that! Look at that! This is a... Make you feel better?
God, yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. You're about to wake up, so that huge explosion was probably a popping of the radio. I might disappear in a few seconds.
That's okay. I'm glad you came by.
Yeah, sure. Anything you want to tell me before I disappear?
I don't think so. But thank you again.
I'll make sure to come by. More in the form of Alan is going to go ahead and transmutate into the cardboard cutout of Alan with rose-tinted glasses, wearing the polo shirt. He's going to go ahead and get transported to the iPair store again as the last few seconds go ahead and replay, allowing Miss Krykos to go ahead and return to from wherever she once laid her head.
Yeah, she pretty much just fades from it with this big grin on her face. And ends up back, well, not in the cage because she refuses to go back to that place right now. She's actually in her old bedroom at her dad's house, full of teenage girl things and probably some particularly scary pictures of some random boy band that nobody wants to know or even know really that she owned them. And she's going to lay down on her old bed, still with that grin on her face because explosions are awesome, and close her eyes, at which point she will wake up in her own current room. That's what we're going to call that.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, players, for playing. We will see you all again next time. Bye!